Hello and welcome to Celebrating Marvel Studios. I'm Chad Miller. Just to give you fair warning, there's going to be spoilers in this episode as far as what I talk about, as far as Disney Plus in the MCU in general, as far as all of it goes, including She-Hulk. So if you have not watched She-Hulk, and you don't want anything spoiled, I would stop this video right now and then take a watch of the show and then come back. First off, I want to talk about the stigma of the Disney Plus MCU shows. And it's a relatively tough topic to talk about because it almost seems like they exist in this other timeline, to say the least. And I think that's part of why the stigma exists. There have been no ramifications of the show so far in MCU proper. And I think that is what is hurting the idea of these Disney Plus shows. And while I think they're a great idea, and they have their own little, Easter eggs and whatnot to the general MCU at large, it's not enough of a connection to the MCU at large for us to really care. And the one chance that they've had thus far was to carry WandaVision over to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that was basically swept under the rug, and that is so severely disappointing because I find WandaVision to be one of my favorite shows on Disney Plus. I've rewatched the last 2 episodes multiple times because I find them so fascinating and epic and amazing. And we haven't really seen any effects from the shows in the MCU proper as of yet. Loki is going to get a season 2, and we already know that Kang is going to be one of the big bads in the MCU proper, as he was introduced into Loki season 1. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was amazing, and we're not going to see anything from that until Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts. Ms. Marvel, we're not going to see again until The Marvels comes out, and there's controversy there because they are alluding to the fact that Ms. Marvel is a mutant. And Moon Knight is pretty much supposed to be a one and done deal. And I have mixed thoughts on that because I have dissociative identity disorder. So this was a show I didn't really particularly get along with, although I thought it was handled well. And I love Oscar Isaac, but it didn't gel with me. What If could get another season. However, I don't think we're gonna get back a lot of the original voice cast. if there is. And I'm not a big fan of What If series. It's just not my bag. I'd just rather stick to canon and go and run with it. So yeah. And when you consider Hawkeye, which I thought was a great show, especially with Florence Pugh added to the mix, that's not going to be touched upon until Thunderbolts. And now we get on to She-Hulk. And frankly, I don't think there's going to be enough time for this show to air and her potential appearance in the MCU proper for any of us to care. Which is unfortunate because this show is actually good. It's flawed, but it's good. So in She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters is Bruce Banner's cousin, and they're in a car accident together, and his blood gets mixed with hers, and that causes her to Hulk out. But she has also something special about her blood that makes her a different kind of Hulk. So, that's probably going to lay the future for some other stuff down the line, which we don't know where that's going to go. But as far as the show goes, there is a really good telling of a tale of a woman, Jennifer Walters, who is successful in her career, but doesn't really have a good personal life. And then she's She-Hulk, who can seem to have it all, but doesn't. And there's enough sprinklings of the MCU in here to get you tied in. Some of it kind of curtailing to the silly kind of things. I really think using Tim Roth's Emil Blonsky / Abomination in the show was nice, but they made him into a joke. And then we see Titania as She-Hulk's primary nemesis, and that seems to come out of nowhere, and isn't really highly developed. Now, I'm on episode number 7 of 9, so there could be some stuff that happens to flesh things out in 2 episodes. I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But, we also get a little bit of the Wrecking Crew involved, and, with a little touch of Asgard in there, and it's not fleshed out. So it's not a solid show, but watchable and enjoyable, because Tatiana Maslany is amazing in this role. She brings a sense of success, vulnerability, and a twist of insecurity as Jen. And then you see her bulk up as She-Hulk, and she has all this wonderful fabulousness. But then underneath, she knows she's just Jen. And I find that take to be very, very interesting. Sure, the CGI is wonky, and it could be improved upon. It's gotten far better since the initial teaser trailer. But overall, when She-Hulk gets introduced into the MCU proper, however long that's going to take, which I feel is going to be far too long, people are going to have forgotten about the show by the time it happens. As with every single Disney Plus show that has come up thus far. I hope Tatiana Maslany is still involved. She does great. And I want to see more of the Jen side other than the She-Hulk side. But I also want to see more She-Hulk be She-Hulk. Like, more action sequences and stuff like that. So I set out to social media to talk about why there was so much hate about She-Hulk, and I got an amazing amount of positive responses on the show, basically saying that it was enjoyable, it was good. Most people really liked it. It's a sitcom. So I was really shocked, especially at the amount of people that I never thought would be Marvel content viewers. So that was kind of cool. So yeah. So what are your thoughts about Disney Plus content having a stigma on MCU proper? Do you think it's helping? Do you think that there's a major hindrance? I mean, I think there is. It could be the fact that, a lot of this happened during COVID. The timing was just off. Who knows? And if they should marry the two. Because as far as it seems right now, everything that's happening in Disney Plus doesn't really want to take place in the MCU. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And as always, love and light to you all.